Eva Brockman, Executive Producer at ITC Asia, and welcome to another episode of our Unfiltered Conversation series. Today, we're exploring a big industry question: why Insurtechs shouldn't underestimate the power of brokers. I'm delighted to be joined today by three fantastic guests: Jasper, Head of Communication at UNIBA Partners; Sam, General Manager Operation at Newstate Stenhouse; Azmi, General Manager EB also at Newstate Stenhouse. It's really great to have all of you here. So let's start with a quick round of introductions. So please tell us who you are, and then in one sentence, why Insurtechs shouldn't underestimate the power of brokers. So Jasper, let's start with you.
Hey, Eva. Firstly, thanks for having us here. Very nice. As you said, I'm Jasper, Head of Communications at UNIBA Partners, which is a global network of independent-led brokers worldwide. And as to your question, why Insurtech shouldn't underestimate the power of brokers and also broker networks, because I believe brokers are problem solvers who really understand their clients' needs. And that's exactly what Insurtechs need to translate their innovation into adoption. Thank you.
Brilliant. Sam, do you want to go next?
Hi, thanks for the invitation to speak on this podcast. So I'm Sam. I'm joined by my colleague Azmi. We work for Newstate Stenhouse, a local Singapore intermediary broking house here in Singapore. So we are part of the UNIBA network and also the Singapore partner of the network itself. So uh, why Insurtech shouldn't underestimate us, right, the brokers? So maybe I can just summarize it as that we are trusted advisors with deep client relationships, market knowledge, and also the ability to translate complex risks into practical, tailored solutions. So when Insurtech can partner with us, right, they are not just gaining a distribution channel, not simply just that, but they are actually gaining insight, credibility, and momentum into both the client's world and also the insurance side of things. So I think we bring a lot of value to this to the Insurtech itself. Thank you.
That's brilliant. Azmi, let's finish with you.
Thank you, Eva and Jasper, for inviting me for this podcast. Okay, my name is Azmi. I'm from Newstate Stenhouse. My alter ego is Sam, as he introduced a moment ago. I'm in charge of employee benefits here at Newstate. As a one-liner, why Insurtechs should not underestimate brokers is that we have built the relationship and trust with the customers. Technology platform comes and go. They have not built their reputation yet between the client and themselves. So they need the brokers still there to handhold and become the middleman between the technology side and the client.
Okay, that was great. Thank you all. So during this episode, we'll dive into the broker-insurtech collaboration, the power of network, building customer trust, and where this partnership is heading. So let's get started with the collaboration piece. So Sam or Azmi, what's the biggest misconception Insurtechs have about working with brokers?
Maybe I'll take this first, and Asmi could just add in any comments after that. So, biggest misconception about Insurtech working with us, I would say that maybe the misconception about brokers that we are resistant to change or we are threatened by the technology itself. But in reality, right, many of us are actually actively seeking digital tools that enhance and not replace the value of these values. Okay, so we brokers, just talking about us, right? We understand the nuances of clients' needs and also, of course, the local regulatory environments and also all the risk appetite between different industries and different clients. So in a way that algorithms cannot fully capture. So when Insurtech approached us as collaborators, we can unlock a distribution channel that's already trusted and also ready to scale. So I would say that the most successful Insurtech partnership are those that recognize this synergy. And when the tech solutions are designed with broker workflow in mind, rather than in isolation on their end, right? then we become very powerful enablers to work together with that kind of synergy, and it brings greater value to our clients and to the general public in a whole for a more faster and efficient manner. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add, Azmi, or did that cover it all?
Maybe I just would like to add on something that if Insurtechs partners wants to network with brokers, they need to look into brokers that are optimistic and open in adopting technology. Yeah. Probably people like Newstate, because we are also partnering with one of Insurtech. Probably that will be addressed in the next question. So as long the other hand, which is the broker, loves technology, then there will be a synergy, like what Sam says.
Yeah.
Now that was
Or rather,
brilliant. Oh, go ahead.
or rather, I would say not. We love technology, but at the same time, I think we want to work in an efficient way to deliver value to our clients, and that is, I think, where Insurtech can help.
Yeah, those were great answers. Thank you so much. So let's talk now about success stories. Could you maybe share an example where collaboration between a broker and an Insurtech created a solution that neither could have built alone?
Okay, maybe I can take this question. In the market, probably one of the use case or real example was with Ava Insurance and Boltec. But probably what we can say actually happened in Newstate itself as an actual use case scenario is we are working with one of health insurtech companies out of Hong Kong, which it was introduced by Jasper as well under the UNIBA network. And right now, we are trying to integrate this platform that provides value to our clients in terms of flexi benefits, flexi platforms for the health insurance side for our clients. And this allows them to expand the market here in Singapore as well, because there seems to be a gap of this in this current market of these types of provider. So by working with this Insurtech, and we have the access to the clients, we can both form a synergistic partnership between the Insurtech and the broker.
Yeah, that's a great example and a great answer. So thank you so much. I think it always helps when we get, those really concrete examples. So what I'm picking up is that it's really about partnership, not so much about competition. And let's talk now about the network specifically. So Jasper, that's a question for you. How can a broker network act as a fast track for Insurtech looking to test and scale across multiple regions?
Yeah, thanks, Eva. I think the obvious is first, of course, that working with a broker network like ourselves, you don't have to go door by door by door into different regions and countries. As I said, UNIBA has around 80 partners right now in 130 countries. So you're basically knocking on one big door with a lot of brokers behind it. Although there are some similarities between the brokers in our network, they're all quite diverse. So instead of spending years developing relationships market by market, you can basically build one relationship with the network and from there on out see how that goes. And that, of course, works both ways because on the one hand, Insurtechs come to us. We know the partner's needs and we can redirect them in the right way. If Insurtech says like, listen, I'm looking to scale in Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, we know where to go, but also the other way around. Imagine Sam and Azmi would come to us and say, we're looking for this and this solution. And we might have worked with an Insurtech in South America that does just that. We'll be able to get them in touch, maybe get them to one of our in-person conferences or online calls. And that can go quite fast, actually. That's it. Thank you.
No, that's fantastic. And I think building on that scaling point, so Insurtechs often face long sales cycle in B2B insurance. So how does the broker network help shorten that path to revenue? Maybe Sam or Azmi can reply on this one.
Sure. I will take this. So I think first of all, we have to understand that B2B insurance, right? That means corporate insurance itself is always built on trust and relationships. It's not a transactional kind of insurance where if you compare it to home insurance or travel insurance itself. But so trust and relationship, as we know, right, don't happen overnight. And these are, decisions that has to be made over time. And these are also high stakes decisions that clients make to maintain their business continuity, compliance, and also, of course, employees' welfare. So this sales cycle can be very long, and it's not just buying a product. It's about choosing a correct partner that they can rely on. So this is where our broker network become very invaluable because we have now spent so many years, actually decades, building such deep relationship with all these clients that we have across different industries. And when the InsurTech partners actually chooses or to work with a broking network, right? They are actually not starting from zero now. They are starting with our ready-made ecosystem where we already have the trust and relationship with all these clients. And we definitely can influence if we find that the product or the solution is the correct solution that can value add to that client. So I would say this is fundamentally a relationship business, and then with partnership with the InsurTech, they are actually tapping into our deep relationship with all these clients we have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually. And then, actually, on the practical side, for Jasper, if an Insurtech succeeds with one of your partner brokers, so for example, in this case, what Sam said, what mechanism exists to replicate that success across the rest of the network?
Yeah, exactly. As Sam said, you are not starting from scratch. So we have multiple channels to spread this innovation internally. We run regular pitching competitions. We actually just had our annual one yesterday. So that is one. On the other hand, as Sam said, they are, for example, trying to collaborate with an Insurtech in Hong Kong, right? If that goes well, we work very much on a regional basis as well. So we meet once per month with all the different regions. If the solution works for Sam and Azmi in Singapore, and it comes up in a call with our European partners, with our South American partners, with our US partners, it's easy to get them together. The other way around, if we can get Sam and Azmi to present at one of our conferences on what InsurTech collaborations they have, or any other partner, of course, that helps. As I said, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting at +1 or +2 with the other partners. So, as UNIBA, as a network, we can act as a connector to facilitate those introductions and also to reduce friction a little bit. The Insurtechs aren't reinventing the wheel. We can reuse certain playbooks, and that won't be applicable to every single broker, but it does make things a lot easier.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I did really enjoy actually the startup pitch yesterday. I thought that was a great initiative to actually get people connected. So I thought that was a great way to do that. And since we talk a lot about right now that customer relationship, let's really get to the individual relationship level. So Sam or Azmi, why is customer trust the make or break factor, especially in commercial insurance? And you touched a bit on that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is the bedrock of what we are doing actually. So it's not transactional, like I mentioned. It's about relationship and trust, and building up that relationship and trust takes time. So because corporate clients, they are not just buying a policy, but rather they are placing their company's business, the risk management of their business based on the advice, based on the solutions that we are providing them. And these are business they are building over decades and can be destroyed overnight if the wrong advice or the wrong solutions was proposed. So it's actually a very deeply personal decision, even in a corporate context, to a business owner or even any of the C-suites or risk managers itself. So and we can understand with such a big decision, right? This kind of trust is not going to be earned overnight. It's over time through consistent advice, proactive risk management, proactive servicing, and I would say personally, very critically, claims advocacy from brokers where when something goes wrong, right, the client will not remember, oh, how much I paid for that premium or how much I paid for that policy, but rather they will remember who have showed up, who have fought for them, who has placed the correct policy for them, and make the process very less painful. So this is where we prove our worth to our clients. So when Insurtech enter this space, they must understand that the trust we have built up is not through this dashboard or algorithm itself, you know. So it is a lot of empathy, a lot of expertise and time where this is not going to be replaced overnight by AI or a technology itself. And this human relationship is always at the heart of all this commercial insurance, corporate insurance itself. So we are not just selling paper. We are not selling. We are selling a promise, and we are also protecting the future of these corporate insurances. So I would say trust is the bedrock, and Insurtech will have to understand why it's so important to us.
Yeah, now that was a great answer, and we'll actually touch a bit more on that AI automation side a bit later. So really a great answer. So trust is clearly very crucial. So now maybe Jasper or Azmi, can you maybe explain to your listeners what makes owner-led brokers different from MNC brokers in building those customers' relationship?
Azmi, would you like to go first?
Yes, thank you, Eva, for the question. It's all about personal versus corporate. I mean, both have strengths. Owner-led brokers, they have their own, the owners have their own reputation on the line with every client they meet, right? The client have their direct cell phone access, and they can provide fast service. So it's more personalized in that way. In terms of big multinational, they do have global resources and specialized expertise. However, sometimes their services can be not as speedy as enough as owner-led brokers.
Yeah, that was a great answer. I was
Yeah,
going to say,
as
do you
well.
want to add anything?
I will just add that I was talking about trust and relationship, right? So owner-led broking house, which most of UNIBA's partners are, I think majority actually are owner-led brokers, right? It's about this trust and relationship that we have built up with the client themselves. So you see the turnover is definitely much lesser compared to an MNC. And you will see a servicer that is sticking with the client through the whole journey for the many years, the renewal cycles. So we understand the client's business, and we have built that kind of relationship and trust over time. Yeah.
Maybe to what Sam and Azmi were saying. I think that's also exactly the reason. Of course, MNCs have a lot more resources. The fact that we as a network are jumping into this space, because we do sometimes get the question, why is UNIBA Partners as a network running Insurtech pitchings, working so much with Insurtechs, right? Just because we have those combined resources. All the partners in themselves would have been difficult, but as a whole, as a network, that makes it a lot easier. And to build on what Azmi and Sam were saying in terms of the trust and especially the speed, that is what really makes a difference. I have a really nice example from last year. We had a European startup who pitched at our pitching competition last year, and they were mainly working in and around Europe. They didn't win the session actually, but regardless, they had some meetings afterwards. And 3-4 months later, we found out that they are working with one of our partners in South America, which they have never ever even thought about entering that market up until that moment. And as I said, that went relatively fast. We're talking pitching in May, and by August they had signed an agreement, and they're still working together. So it's that trust that is already there, which allows everyone to make a lot of speed and pace, basically.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And that's actually a really good example. So thank you for adding on to that. So I think now I kind of want to touch a bit on kind of like a hidden cultural or business nuance in your market that Insurtech constantly, they always miss. Sorry.
Okay, maybe I will start. So we are in Singapore, and of course, we are part of Southeast Asia. And I think if your InsurTech is from the western part of the world, or from maybe even South America or the Americas itself, right? Most InsurTech on that part of that world overlook nuances in the culture in Southeast Asia, which is often built upon reputation. Reputation often outweighs the price or features of a product itself. So InsurTech entering the region frequently, they adopt a Western style kind of transactional mindset, focus on efficiency, automation, cost saving. These are important, of course, very important, but they miss the deeper cultural fabric that drives decision making here. So in our culture or region itself, right, is like I said, built on trust, built on credibility, built on continuity.
So yeah, thank you so much, Sam, for your local insight. I think that's really interesting, and it's definitely something that the Insurtechs needs to pay attention to. So now something we actually touched upon a bit earlier was, about AI, right? So we hear a lot about AI and automation. How do you respond when someone says AI can replace the human connection in insurance? So I think, Sam, you kind of touched a bit upon it earlier.
Yeah, maybe
Yes,
I can take this
I will
question.
let Asmi do that. We go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Azmi.
Yeah, so okay, probably to answer you this question, Terminator will not be coming out soon enough. You won't see any us as a broker because at this current stage, although AI can give all the answers, we still need human to revalidate whether the answers are accurate, answers are not biased, the answers are not what do you call it, confused. Sometimes the AI can get confused on answering these questions. They can get lost in the answer the question. So definitely we still need human and the output from the AI. It will not replace human brokers anytime soon. But what the AI can do is to help speed up the process. At least they can get some of the work done, maybe 50-60% of the work done, and then cut short the things that used to take quite a while to complete. But at this time, it can reduce maybe a few man hours or few man days to complete such task.
No, thank you. That was a great answer. Jasper, is there anything you want to share on this point? Or
Yeah, I think the whole podcast up until now has been about trust, that human connection, as me and
definitely.
Sam were saying. I think from our point of view, the AI tools, they, as me and Sam said, they make productivity better, and they basically allow for more Sam and more Azmi to go to clients, etc. Maybe small story. I didn't come from an insurance background, so I've only been working in insurance for a few years, and I had no idea how much of a face-to-face human connection job this was. And then I basically joined right in the time where AI really came up, all the tools. So I really can't see that changing. Sam and Asmi need to go see their clients. We
Yep.
go see all of our partners across the world, and no digital meetings, no AI will be able to replace that face-to-face time at a conference, at a dinner, at a drink, at an anything basically. So
Now that's really good. Let's maybe flip the question a bit though. So where maybe have you seen technology from Insurtechs actually strengthen broker relationship with clients rather than replace them?
Okay.
Sam? Yeah.
I would just add maybe just a quick one, right? That I think AI or even InsurTech or any technology is not us human versus them. Rather, I look at it as we working with them and using as a tool, which Jasper has mentioned. So we are using I'm looking out at least our business. We are looking this seriously as a tool. It's not as a replacement for any employees or the replacement of any job scope in that sense, but actually to enhance our capabilities, enhance our efficiency, enhance our value added services to what we can do for our clients. So back to your question on how it strengthens broker relationship with clients, right? So I would say that the tools that AI is giving us is tremendous. Where the kind of data they can consolidate, give us real-time claims tracking, for example, or give clients transparency or control, so that it gives us more time to actually talk more strategic advice or more strategic kind of conversation with our clients. So I feel it's a win-win. Clients feel more empowered because they can now have more, transparent, more data that they can actually sift through and actually see real time. And of course, the brokers become more valuable in that sense, where if we can bring that kind of tools to them as well. So it doesn't replace any relationship, but it actually deepens it.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. So I think now maybe we can wrap with the future views. And I think this part specifically is really valuable for any Insurtechs leaders that might be listening. So looking ahead, what kind of Insurtech partnerships are brokers and brokers networks most interested in? Are we talking distribution, data analytics, client experience? Where's the sweet spot? So Jasper, maybe we can start with you.
Yeah, so I think for us, from the network point of view, it is very, very wide. As I said, we have 80 partners across the world, all with different needs. So on our side, we see distribution, data analytics, claims, client experience, NatCat tools. That is always very interesting for the majority of the partners, but it is very, very broad. I think that the common denominator here is it's solutions that take everyday pain points away. Not per se something that is very shiny, but just practical tools, as I said, that would allow Sam and Azmi, but also the Sam and Azmis all over the world from our different partners to have more time in their face-to-face meetings with clients, basically.
Yeah, Sam, Azmi, do you want to add anything to this?
Okay, I can give some in respect of what we are doing in Singapore and maybe in the Southeast Asia region itself, where employees benefit is actually a very big piece of business. So it might not be the focus in the other parts of the world, but actually employees benefit is a big part of our business, and we are increasingly focused on solutions such as flexi benefit platforms or platforms that allow clients to actually track their claims, track easier enrollment, for example, which Asmi has alluded to, which we are working with Insurtech, health Insurtech company itself. So I think at least for us, that's where our focus are on, where such Insurtech can provide such insight services where digitalize what we already are doing, and then also solutions that also makes us faster, makes us more client-centric.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. And definitely, I think depending on the region, the focus is very different. And you're very right on that. Does any of you has any final words maybe that you want to say before I wrap this up?
Maybe, as I said, from the UNIBA side, we're always happy to talk with Insurtechs across the world. We're always happy to find out what they're doing, what their needs are, how we can help them, and how we at the other end can help our partners, be it digitally, in person, at one of the ITC events, obviously. So that's the message I wanna leave with.
No, that's great.
I think for us, right, as a local insurance broking firm, all of us, I think because there are so many of us in one network, each of us has our different focus. So like us, we are focused on employees' benefit, and one of the Insurtech that does the presentation might not be interesting to one, but it's actually relevant to me. So I'm saying that the network actually gives a lot of airtime and space to be exposed to different industry, different countries, different cultures. And you never know that what comes along that actually benefits both the Insurtech company and the brokers like ourselves.
No, I think thank you all. That was fantastic insight, I think, from all of you on where the opportunities are. So thank you again, Jasper, Simon, Azmi, for sharing your insight with us today. I think the message is clear that brokers aren't going anywhere and smart insurtechs are partnering, not competing. So thank you again, and thank you for listening. If you want to continue this conversation, please join us at ITC Asia 2026 in June next year. Otherwise, see you next time on Unfiltered Conversations. Thank you so much.